Good evening everybody, and welcome to another round of Race Department Season 13. Here we go to Monaco without walls, also known as Hungary, located in Budapest, and has the famous name of Magnardij. But I'm really excited for this one. We had a break week, so all the drivers are going to be nice and well rested coming into this Grand Prix. I'd assume a lot of practice has gone into this one. Looking at the grid, we have all of our regular drivers, so that is good to see. 15 in the lobby right now. Hopefully that does increase as we get ready, but I believe that they are readying up. So just before we get into qualifying, I will do a quick rundown of the championship standings. So currently leading the way at the moment in the standings. If you didn't notice, I've got the F1 theme playing on in the back. Hopefully it does work. But Dawidos leading the way on 115 points at the moment, but Ben Goldie with his finally getting a win last week, he managed to take up the whole 25 points. He's on 112. That's 3 points back to him. Then Alex 1994 also with a good performance in fourth. He's got a bit of a streak of high points paying positions, still hasn't won since Australia, of course, in round number 1. He sits in third position. Fourth right now goes to Big C. He's kind of dropped off in recent races, and of course he had that crash with Ben last week for the win on the final corner. He sits on 84 points. Then Shelley, of course, in the Haas car, teammate to Ben, on 80 points at the moment. Then Josh Clark, also known as Jay Clarkey in the Williams, 73 points to his name. And then a pretty big drop off to Formula Jake in the AlphaTauri car on 46 points. PR1 Will follows him on 45 in 8th. Then Ollie D in 9th position with 38 points, and Jared Taylor couldn't manage to get back onto the podium after his brilliant performance in Australia. He rounds off the top 10. Then Hasnain, who's had some really good performance as of late, he is on 16 points in the Alfa Romeo car, and Dan the Snake on 12. He's not been here in recent weeks. I'm not too sure if he has come tonight. Then we got Jan Bonator in 16th at the moment. He hasn't scored points since Austria, and just loading into the session, looks like overcast skies, but we'll keep going with this. Raymith is next on 16 points. Then Van der Bruges on 7 points. NER Alex on 6, he's not here again tonight. Then Kian Garrity, we haven't seen him since round number 6, I believe that was Canada, so it's good to see him back in the Ferrari today. Is he back? Never mind, Kian is not back, so I don't quite know what's happened with him. I've got to turn off the music because it's actually finished now. It's completely finished. It'll go on to, I believe, the song by the Chemical Brothers, which is an alright song, I guess. The music videos are quite a bit weird, but Superscrub in 18th position on 3 points, Berry in 19th on 3 as well. Then H Racing Green on 2 points, and then the rest of the drivers yet score points. Those of whom that are main drivers, of course, are FTRL Danny, Bankai, Bullet, and Carbon Fiber. And I will just quickly do the constructor standings. I won't have any backing music to it, unfortunately, but Renault leading the way comfortably, not comfortably, on 199, Haas in second with 192, then Ferrari quite a ways back on 92 points. They're actually 100 points exactly back to Haas. Then Williams on 76, 62 for AlphaTauri, and 45 for the McLaren team, all of those belonging to Will, and 41 for the Racing Point team. Alfa Romeo in 8th with 32. Then we got Mercedes in 29 in 9th, and rounding off the grid in last position at the moment, one team you wouldn't normally see there in real F1 being Red Bull, but now all of the admin is out of the way. We are finally going to get ready to go here. So we got Jay Clarkey on an outlap at the moment. They all left it quite late to set their banker times, but we'll see what Clarkey can do. He's just coming through the third sector now, getting ready to start his lap. You can see he's not using any ERS, trying to not overheat the engine. And he's probably got it in lean mix as well, but here he goes. Now he knocks it up into hot lap mode, getting a wide line into the corner to get the best exit possible. And here he goes. We've got some more yellow flags. Don't pay attention to those. They are just drivers backing off. And here we go up towards turn number 1. He's got some traffic, but they won't play havoc to him into turn number 1. He goes a bit of a lock up coming through the apex now, but opening it up onto the DRS. You want to actually open it just a little later than the detection point because you can lose the car. And here he goes into turn number 2. A big lock lock up. It's a downhill left-handed corner, so you are expecting to lock up now flat out through turn number 3 and up towards the fast turn number 4. How is he going to take it here? He's going to run wide on entry and going to run wide on exit. Brilliant line through there from Clarkey, and here he goes now up towards the chicane. We'll go on board with the Williams car for this section of the track, just kissing both apexes. This looking like a really clean lap so far, using all the curbs on entry to get the best line into the corner. And here he goes now up towards the second sector split through this fast section of the track, now revving out the car as much possible, lifting off just slightly, 52.8 through the second sector, and locking up heavily into the first corner of the third sector, now up towards the penultimate corner around here. And this is going to be a lap of the Hungary ring, and it has been quite a nice one to watch, as here he goes now round the final corner. What is going to be the time to beat for these guys? Well, I'll tell you what it is right now. It's going to be a 14.1, and I believe Alex is just going to come up next, and we've actually got Hasnain and Yamanata just starting up one now, but coming across the line, Alex doesn't look like he can challenge too much, and he actually does just go quicker, not by too much, just under 1.5 tenths. And there goes Big C, the BDG team manager, on a 1:13.8, and we got some more drivers finishing up on their laps. Davidos unfortunately invalidated his, so we got a racing point coming up next. That's Berry, who's not had a good start to the season, but here he comes across the line. Berry unfortunately with a 15.1, going to put him at the back of the grid. Here's Carbon Fiber, he's not scored a point this season, and now he crossed the line. It's a 1:14.8, that's a whole second off the pace at the moment. And here comes Shelley, one of the championship contenders, helping out Haas in the constructors fight as well. And here he goes now crossing the line. He goes to the top with a 13.6. that is pretty well clear actually of Big C, but here he is, his teammate, of course Shelley's teammate, is CRG Demon. He's actually not the furthest one up on a lap at the moment. That right now would be it might actually be him. Yeah, it is actually Demon, so we'll keep going on board with the Haas driver. I do tell a lie, it is Yamanata, then Hasnain, then it is the Haas man, of course, fighting for the championship, but we'll move on from that, because now, crossing the line, Yamanata, he's not scored points in recent races. Here he goes across the line, P8 for him. What about Hasnain? He goes 10th fastest, but here he is, CRG Demon. He's had a good middle sector in comparison to, I believe, Clarkey, but now, here he comes, opening the DRS for the final time on this lap. He goes into 7th place, just behind Clarkey, the aforementioned man, of course, that I was talking about. Now Davidos across the line, championship leader, goes 4th place. And look for Renault locking out the second row of the grid. We got Jared next up. He's one of the only drivers yet to set a lap, the other being Will, and a big slide coming out the penultimate corner. They're not going to help him out at all on this lap. Doesn't seem like the best run on this lap by, but here he goes across the line. It's 11th place, starting outside the top 10. Could be handy for these guys. It's a long race, and it is quite tricky to make the soft to hards work. It might be beneficial to go on the mediums to hard if you are starting outside the top 10, but of course these drivers know a lot better than I do, so that is pretty much the end of the first laps. But we got PR1 Will next up. He's been really impressive. He's taken a win here before in China, of course, and he had a really nice time with it. Unless I'm thinking of another league, but I do think it is this one, so we'll see what he can do. He's just coming through the middle sector on his outlap, and yeah, normally I would pass it to my co-commentator, but I actually prefer to do these solo, so yeah, I don't know why. It's just something about Race Department and doing them solo. You know, it's a bit more laid back for me, I guess. And Will just coming through the third sector right now. Not gonna be in any rush at the moment. He's got plenty of fuel on board, got all of his ERS to spare, so it shouldn't be too much of a bad time for him. He's got Davidos just ahead of him right now, unless that was Big C, which I don't think it was. I believe it was Davidos going for another run, but here he goes now. PR1 Will beginning his lap. He hasn't put a lap time yet. The track will be a little bit more rubbed in with all the drivers putting in laps and laying down rubber onto the track. That will give him more grip. And through the first turn now, pretty decent exit from him there. Very clean line. And now up towards turn number 2. Expecting a lock up, but he actually keeps it nice and clean. Just running it wide on exit, keeping it tight for turn number 3. And now up towards turn number 4. And we've lost, I believe that's Demon. Yeah, it's Demon. It's left session. Our lobby host has lagged out or something. We might have a restart. Hopefully we don't. But we've got some more yellow flags for a second sector. Hopefully that doesn't play havoc for Will on his run. We'll go on board with him for the fast middle sector. Got a car just ahead of him. That is Hasnain just getting out of the way. So good to see him there being respectful to the other drivers. He's got a Red Bull car of either Carbon Fibre or Raymouth just up ahead of him. And now up towards the final couple of corners. Well, I haven't really paid too much attention to the lap because I've been dealing with other stuff with Demon leaving the session, but we'll see what Will can do. I always say Will get ahead of Shelley. No, he won't. He goes 6th fastest, just ahead of Raymouth, just creeping into the 1:13s. Only 6 drivers yet to put in a time in the 1:16s. Demon luckily is back in the session, so it shouldn't be too much of a worry for him later on. I believe Clarkey just coming up towards the end of his lap. Unfortunately, he's invalidated on this run, so he's probably going to go for another lap here, and he was actually improving as well, so that will be quite a little bit annoying for him. Alex, so around the final corner, he's found a lot of time on this lap. This could be challenging for provisional pole position. Here he goes across the line now. It is quickest. It is a 1:13.5, and Big C tries to respond, but he can't get there, and that is a 1:13.568. That is just 1/100th of a second off of the lap time of Alex. Wow, that is crazy how close they are. Demon really seemingly has some issues with his internet. Raymond though, next one to cross the line. Currently 3/10 up on this lap, and we might be seeing a bit of rain, unless that is... No, that's definitely rain. We're seeing rain on the circuit, so if you haven't put in a good lap, you might be in a bit of trouble, and these guys could be retiring early. Yeah, definitely rain on the lens. Raymouth's going to go 4th fastest, and if you're not finishing a lap, you're really not going to have a good time with this, and that is the case for a lot of these guys who haven't put in a good time. And yeah, so this probably has put an early end to qualifying, because realistically no one's going to be improving. I'm not seeing anyone on a push lap. I'm just scrolling through the grid. We've got Danny on a push lap, 1:44.0. what a lap time from him. I'm surprised that is not pole, as Jared's actually trying to push on this run. He's just a bit ahead. You can see all the tyre marks of where everyone is, of course, locking up, and yeah, I just don't see any reason for these guys to keep going. We'll see Jared through the first sector, and yeah, he's down, and he's probably not going to get any better on the lap just because it is raining, and that will leave them, of course, in a worse off situation. Being on slick tyres, you can have a lot less grip, and you can see how he's sliding through the corner. That is not going to help him one bit. But now through the second sector, he's just about to come up to the split. Through this fast section, he's probably going to have to lift off a lot more than you normally would. And we'll see, he's not losing by that much, but that is only because the rain has just started. It's probably going to get worse throughout the session. Carbon Fibre retired on track, and he wasn't crashed out, and yeah, you can see Jared really is struggling at the moment, but he somehow hasn't spun the car, even though I thought he put in a lot more throttle than I would have expected. But now here he goes, trying to cross the line. Can he improve on this run? And he does improve by 2/10, but it's not enough to get ahead of Yaminator. And oh, Danny's gone off on his run. Oh, that is a shame, but he was losing quite a lot of time on his lap. A lot of these guys though aren't on track. Don't see why they really would put in a run, but yeah, Hasnain has lost almost 3/10 on this lap, so surely they can't be going for another push lap. I'd expect to see a message in... I'm actually just going to check if there's a message for these guys to retire. Nope, nothing about any retirements. And Danny's been disqualified. Oh dear. Not what you like to see. Maybe the rain will clear up, but it's only 6 minutes left, so I couldn't see it getting back to the prime track conditions. We've got someone coming out of the pits though. Looks like a Renault car on the map. Could be wrong though. It's Davidos, the championship leader. He's trying to go out for a run. But yeah, now that the rain has been coming down for a little bit longer now, we probably will see if it truly is affecting them. He's probably just testing the excuse the pun, he's testing the waters at the moment, and he's just just trying to see if you really are losing grip and time. Demon's also on an outlap. These guys are trying to improve. They want to find somewhere to go quicker, but realistically they can't. Demon's left the session again. These lag issues are plaguing him. Jared's going to retire in the pits. And I think Davidos has also just spun on his outlap. He's going very slow at the corner. He's got Hasnain just behind him. These guys are going out for outlaps though, when there's rain. I don't understand. Is there a glitch? Are they not seeing rain? Demon getting back into the session. Ben really not having a good time with this, of course. And now, let's see Davidos. He's going to try and go for a push lap here, but you can already see how tentative he has to be through the final couple of corners. Now up towards the final corner to start his flying lap, and we'll see how it goes for the championship leader. This should be the best of the best, and instead we're going to see a pit lane shot because I accidentally pressed the wrong button, and here he goes now up towards turn number 1. We will really see what his pace is like through here, and getting a little bit of a slide onto him. I think he might have actually gone around. He hasn't. It's just a weird camera angle. It kind of tricked me. It thought I was in the wrong place at the track. This really is not a good camera angle at all. And if that is not a sign, I do not know what is. He's gone off there, and he's spun the car. Luckily he's kept it out of the wall, and yeah, he's just going to retire. I'd expect maybe he's going to be reporting to the other drivers in the session, hey, it's definitely not dry enough, 4 minutes to go, we might as well just retire and get the race done as soon as possible. That's certainly the message that's gotten to Raymith. He might have been watching on the lap. Big C though was a championship contender, and he has got a win this season. Has he got a win? I don't know if he's got. I'm pretty sure. If I was wrong there, I'm very sorry. Let's have a look under Connor McDonough. He has got a win in round number 5. What was round number 5? I won't know, but he's just started his lap now. Currently in 2nd position, so it's a really good starting position on a track that is notoriously difficult to make an overtake, and he's not even activating DRS early enough. I would have gone a little bit earlier, but yeah, he's just got it off. I don't know if failures still happen, but I have no clue what to expect from Big C. Here's now a big slide coming off the exit of turn number 3 up towards turn number 4. Now he's 1.5 seconds off, so I have no clue why they're wrecking fresh tyres to just put these laps in when realistically they're not going to improve at all. Maybe he's got some blistering pace in the middle sector that he can just display out of nowhere and go into the 1 minute 11s, but of course we're most likely not going to see that. I wasn't really expecting anything higher than they've got now. But maybe what Big C is thinking is that, hey, I'm not too far off of Alex. If I could just keep it clean around the lap and just keep my head down, keep utter focus and nail this lap, even with the rain hurting my tyres and of course overheating them to the limit, maybe, just maybe, I can get that 1/100th of a second. Clarkie's going to retire in the pits. These guys are not, they should not be going out, but Connor is not going to go for it again. Jesus. Right, I've just realised that my speaker was still connected and I got a notification. There we go, I've turned it off. Maybe they're in the wets for the race. We could see a wet race, and that's why they're all that's why they're all just trying to test the wet conditions, but I really don't see a reason why they would be trying this. See Alex's time through the first sector. Here he goes, crossing the sector split, 1.7 seconds, almost 2 full seconds off his best time. Hasnain's on an outlap, so we can't see his run. Ollie D is, interestingly enough, gone out on the intermediates. This has to mean that there's wets. I think there's wets in the race. Berry's going to retire in the pit lane, of course that is Ollie's teammate. If he's not careful, he's going to spin. Luckily he's not done that. I don't know how, he just went flat out in second gear. We've got a new driver into the session, of course, Van der Bruges. Good to see him in the session. But by my calculations, you win pole position by 1/100th, Alex. As we're seeing him just crossing the line. Yeah, they're not improving at all. Big C's going to retire in the pit lane. I'm theorising that they've got wets. They've got wet in the race or intermediate, and maybe that's why some drivers haven't put in the best lap times they could have. Like Demon, I definitely expect him to be higher up than 9th position on a 1:14.1, considering that's not too much better than my pace, which really is saying something. Wait, am I on 15s? I think I'm in the 14s. At least I have to be in the 14s. I can't be in the 15s. I wouldn't be that slow, would I? Don't know. Probably am, because that is just what happens. But now, if you haven't started a lap, you're not going to be able to finish it, because now the clock has gone 1 and 0. So if you're on a lap, you're allowed to finish it. But if you haven't, if you're not on a lap and you're on an out lap or anything, you are not allowed to finish it. The clock has struck 0. That means the checker flag is drawn. So if you're not on circuit, you're not getting a chance. Intermediates almost looking imminent. I got a little bit bored in the commentary box, so I do apologise. You know, no one on track. You can't really make too much out of that. So yeah, it could have been better on my behalf. But we just got to wait for these guys, and it is not going to be too interesting to see them put in laps. I guess we're just going to see Ollie D practicing for the Inters. If there is no rain, I will not be happy, because they'd have just wasted my time. Not my time, they wouldn't have wasted my time, but they would have probably got into the race quicker. They'd have been going now, and they might have had a little bit of time after the race to watch a video, a Fortnite video or something. I don't know, maybe a F1 tips and tricks video. I don't know, they could have done that. But yeah, we're just going to see Ollie D crossing the line. I believe he's the last one out on circuit. I am wrong. It is CRG Demon just crossing the line now. He's the final driver, of course, in this session. And we just this is always a glitch that happens. It's Van der Bruges and Yaminator. There is a glitch with that. Like always, of course, it's Codemasters. I've just dropped my phone on the floor. But there's always glitches with the game, and I believe one of them is that the AI in the pits in qualifying don't actually count as finishing it. It's such a rushed game. This has to be the worst installment of the Formula 1 games by Codemasters. And that does include F1 2009. It also includes F1 2014. Oh, apparently, I've just looked on Twitter. I've looked on Twitter and I've seen FTR and Danny, the man who got disqualified from the session. He's put on Twitter the timing sheets, right, and it says at the bottom Nicholas Latifi, McLaren, DSQ. That is quite funny. At least we're getting a little bit of a laugh here in a race department. But I am gonna just put on some music for myself, if no one minds, just a little bit in my earphones, because yeah. Oh, never mind, I can't do that because I'm streaming. I forgot that it doesn't let you play music into your from PlayStation, and I haven't got earphones with me. But oh well. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yaminator just hasn't retired, and finally we're going to get underway. So we will have the full qualifying rundown. I did save that until we're actually on the timing screen, and then we can have a full rundown now. So Alex taking pole position, BDG Big C in second place, just not too far off behind him on 100th of a second, and then of course Shelley in third position with only just under a tenth behind. Then we got Raymeth in fourth, fifth for Ollie D, sixth for Davidos, seventh for Will. Clark is in seventh. Clark is in 8th, 9th is Demon, then 10th is Yaminator, Jared in 11th, 12th for Carbon Fibre, Hasnain on 13 points, 14 for Berry. Did I say points? I meant position. 14th for Berry, then Svan Brew didn't get to put in a time, and Danny getting DSQ'd, so we should be on the way very shortly. I've just hurt myself, and it was the most stupid thing, but yeah. That's life. plug that back in. Right, when are we getting going, lads? Let's have a look at carbon fibre super license. My attendance rating's better. And Van der Bruges just left the session. I'm gonna check the PSN chat. Nothing. And yeah, I was right. It is wet for the race. Intermediate tyres, you can see in the Mercedes garage. So that means we are going to be wet running, and I actually don't like the wet too much because it doesn't make for the most exciting races in the world. Hopefully we have none of that, and yeah, hopefully we just have a nice, fun race. There's 29 seconds to the start. I do apologise if I'm being really boring. I am quite tired today as well, so that probably isn't helping me too much. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go on the formation lap. So the alternate strategy completely thrown out of the window here. And here we are. So everyone on the intermediates, if you're starting outside the top 10, you don't get the benefit of the alt strat because you're all on the same tyres, fresh intermediates at the moment. So Danny getting disqualified, and he's certainly got better pace than being in 16th position, so I'd expect for him to at least find some traction in the race and make up a couple positions. He needs to think of it this way: he's got everything to gain and nothing to lose, of course. And Alex on pole position, he did really well in qualifying, just getting ahead of Big C, who is in second. But it is all about the run up towards turn number 1, and of course I will be covering that throughout the entire race, because turn number 1 is probably going to be a prime action spot today. And all Big C almost going straight into the back of Alex there, so that's not what you want to see. Alex getting a little bit of a slide out of the long sweeping right-hander. Also quite a slow corner, and if you touch the inside curb there, you are off. You're on for a spin. It is just the curb of absolute death, certain death, and you'll be sent to the shadow realm. My voice is getting a little bit croaky, so I'm just gonna have a little sip of water. You will be delighted to know that I actually got water before the race started, so I don't do that too often. And I also went to the toilet, so I won't need to do that in the middle of the race like last time. I think I did that during a safety car or something of the likes. But I wonder if David Croft or Martin Brundle or Murray Walker or any of those guys had the need to go to the loo during the race. I think that'd be quite funny. But anyway, enough about toilet talk. We're just coming around the final couple of corners. Van der Bruges hasn't got back into the session. I don't know if he's allowed to rejoin or not. Of course, we had Demon leaving and rejoining throughout qualifying. But he is allowed to do that. The warning glitch doesn't affect it, of course, but it doesn't do anything of that like. But now through the final corner, and they're all just lining up on their grid spot, ready to take the start. It is going to be Alex leading from Big C, got Shelley right behind the Ferrari car, and then Raymith also with a pretty shock P4. He managed to climb his way up the grid, pretty much being the last person to set a time in the dry conditions, had the most rubber on the circuit. But now Danny's just pulled into the final grid slot, and we should be racing very soon. So we're just waiting for the lights, and you can see the green flag. Don't tell me we've got a glitch here. Don't tell me. There's your predicted tyre strategy at the very least for you. It is going to be a one-stop race. They're looking at pitting about the midway point of the race, and I do think we have an unfortunate glitch. Really annoying to see, really. Because they are not getting going at all in this. I've had this glitch in another league where I've commentated, and they managed to take the start. Someone had to leave the session, My guess would be Demon needs to leave. Somehow it's using up his ERS. He's actually gone over the limit just a little bit. They're all kind of using up their overtake. My guess is that Demon needs to leave, and then I'll get blue screened, and I'll have to load back in and restart the stream. Hopefully that doesn't need to happen, and we can just all of a sudden get going. I'm gonna check PlayStation chat because they might be going. Nope, nothing. At this point, I'm really just lost for things to say. Right, I'll give my predictions for this race for each individual driver. I think that Alex and Big C are going to have a really good race today. I think that they can claw their way back into the championship hunt. Of course, Alex in third, fourth for Big C off the top of my head. And I also think that we're going to see a good performance from Danny. I think he'll get his first points this race if he doesn't lag out, which might have actually happened because he's a ghost at the moment. Oh God. I'm just going to check again. Will has gone in the chat. So, what's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. The game is broken. This is so sad. Right, so we've actually done something. In the meantime, let's have a little bit of a bop to some music. Am I allowed to do this? Big C has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. What a lap time from him. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Wow! Fastest lap coming up from Big C. Brilliant time. This music really is just for me and my personal entertainment. I don't know if anyone can hear it on the stream. I hope not. Young hearts beat fast, driving down the road of rubber, plastic, metal, glass. Why do you have to go? Young hearts die young when they're all alone and there's no turning back now. See, it's fun. Yeah, I'm just trying to go through all the ghost cars. So we got Hasnate. I think they've left. I think all these guys have left. Why not? Whilst I'm here waiting for an invite, let's leave this session. Let's just do a quick race. 3 laps around Hungary. I don't know if I should show my setups. It's not that deep, is it? If I put my setups on the screen, but like don't show any of them, because my Hungary setup is someone who's really experienced. I should just not use the setup at all. Alright, don't mind my tier, by the way. I'd never play this game. Let's go Grand Prix. Whoops. Okay, well I guess we're doing China. Fuck's sake. I didn't mean to do that. I hate China. I'm doing China because I have a league race in a couple days and I haven't really done any practice. I pressed the wrong button. Right, let's turn on my wheel at least. I know this is highly unprofessional, but I just have nothing to do at the moment. Yeah. No one's even watching. There's 2 people watching the stream. Hello. Hope you're well. Yeah, lovely. China, everything, all nice, all the niceties. Can I get an invite, please? Alright, let's go. I like China, it's a good track. I will stop immediately once I get invited to the lobby. Yes, I did just lock up on my outlap. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was not focusing. Oh well, let's go. Oh, I got a comment. I got a comment. I wanna read the comment out because I'm so bored at the moment. I need to talk to someone. I have nothing to do, please. Who is commenting? CRT game. Well, we've had to do a lobby restart, and I haven't got an invite that yet. And yeah, it's just that, innit? Can you give me some China tips? Yeah, basically we've done a lobby restart. I haven't got an invite yet, so. Hang on, he said something. At least your stream works, unlike SharePlay. Yeah, maybe this is how we can do coaching. I was really sloppy through the first couple of corners, but... Wow, what a lap time from Alexander Albon. Ah! Oh, my controller's fallen. Shut up, Jeff. Let's go from here. Oh dear. Yeah, fuck this track. I didn't mean to swear. Oh, I've got an invite, okay. Finally. It would have been interesting to see what laptop I'd done at least. Hope you're still watching. Can you like the stream, please? That would make me feel better. I might like it. So I've got an invite, and now we're finally going to get racing. It will be wet. It will be intermediates. They don't need to start on a particular tyre. Maybe we'll do it in dry, that'd be cool at least. My controller's fallen again. I really need to get somewhere better to actually hold my controller whilst I'm not holding it. Don't want to pick a car. Spectator, let's go. I'm actually playing my stream through the mic, hopefully that doesn't do anything. See, Brain's uploading the video. Oh, nice. I like it. I liked it. Did Vietnam, but that was last week. So 13 of our 16 drivers are in the session. If you want a little rundown of what happened, not much. We had dry to wet in the qualifying session. Then Danny got DSQ'd for blocking the pit lane. Don't know how he did it, but he did it. Now we got 15 in the lobby, so hopefully he is in the end. My phone's on 1%, that's not good. You know what though, like, Mini Minter's just uploaded the video, so like I'm gonna end the stream here. Gonna watch Mini Minter. Hasnain needs to pick a car, because if he doesn't, he'll get autoed to Mercedes because Bankai's not here, or if someone else accidentally picks Mercedes. We need Yaminator. That's the only person we need left in the lobby. Then we could get underway. Don't know why Yaminator's not rejoined. Maybe just having internet issues. Things happen. I wish I didn't leave. Oh, I need to pick some clothes up. Hang on, just one moment. My school shirts fell. Pick those up. Also gonna shut my blind because it's kind of cold. That's the wrong way. There we are. Okay. Please, Yaminator, join. Just do it. This is really not the most riveting stream I've ever done. I should have just ended the stream and then waited until everything was back up and running, because it was all going so smoothly until Codemasters happened. It's probably the most glitchy lobby I've ever been in. Everything just not working. Oh, by the way, you, if you want to see the assists, there you go. No assists. That is nice to see. You've got no assists in this league. You can have manual and suggested. I use suggested because I'm scared. Shout out them to race. I can race. I'll learn no line. In race department, Hungary. By far, this is my worst ever stream. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it here, and then once we get underway, I will be back. Because like, it's just a bit of a joke, you know. So.